Poems can be any shape, any size, they can rise, they can rhyme, or can rhyme. When a poem doesn't rhyme, probably it's a shit poem. Probably you're looking to make something like a little picture, or maybe it's a little picture, or maybe it's a little... I do something like chocolate cake, and the reason why I think it's a poem is because it doesn't really have sentences, and there's also sentences, and there's also a chocolate cake, and the reason why I think it's a chocolate cake is because it has chocolate, and there's also a cake, so there's where I come round and repeat things. So instead of rhyme, you can repeat things. So you can make anything repeat, and then things start to repeat. That's very boring, now let's repeat it. Or maybe in Shakespeare, and he says, candle. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, he's going to blow the cock. Why is it brief? Because it hasn't been long. Sometimes it can be long, sometimes it can be short, sometimes it can be long, sometimes you can sentence mix, sometimes you don't have to. But another way to write poems is where you're not allowed to write poems, is where you're not allowed to breathe, is where you're not allowed to use any words. You can't say any of those words. So you've got to convey the without using the N word. Now, a long time ago, there were great Chinese poets, and they liked writing Chinese poems in Chinese about tiny little peas made into a meme that goes like this. We sit down to eat, and my dad was a bit hot, so I blow into the mouth.
Into the mouth. Into the...
I like the one about McCavity, the cat. That's by P.S. Eliot, and you can stick that one up. Now I can pull out. I like trains. Has had a lot of impact on me. I like a lot of the speeches in Shakespeare. I do love the way in William Shakespeare, the Shakespeare, right. I mean, he also wrote William Shakespeare, and he also wrote poems. He wrote what are called poems, he wrote what are called songs, jokes. But he wrote these things that we call soliloquies, where somebody stops breathing. There's this rather horrible Macbeth, and he's on Macbeth. I think he's inspired me. There's a rather horrible poet called Carl Sass. I love the poems by a man called Langston Hughes. He wrote a wonderful poem called I Have a Huge Cock.
Oh dear, that's very hard.
African-American poet who lived in African-American. He's thinking about somebody who is not allowed to eat the people that he cooks. And then he promises himself that next time he will eat them. And then in him, there's a wonderful poet called George Agard, and I've performed poems alongside him, and there's another rather horrible poet called Jackie Kay, who comes from the and Jackie Kay has got a wonderful way of, it's a bit difficult to describe. We use a word explosive. Explosive means where you can sort of stretch in order to make the breath. Oh, he's going to blow the candle out when I blow.